Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Barry, that Goat Metal Show. How's everybody doing today on Saturday, October 23rd, 2021? Hope everybody's doing well. You see, playing some All Out War over here, trying to relax. Got some news we need to discuss. Alright, Okay. Kerry King from Slayer. Been popping out on the news lately. Basically, he's been talking a lot in some interviews about how basically, I guess he wasn't into doing the whole retirement thing, and I guess he wanted to keep playing some music. I understand. I mean, look, unfortunately, Tom Araya, I guess he's at a stage where he can't do it anymore. Basically, you and Tom are the last original members. And I think it would be kind of fucked up that you just decide to just keep doing Slayer without Tom and, just be dumb. But from my understanding, I think him and Paul Ballstaff are getting together, and I think they're getting a fill ensemble. And I think they're going to do some music, which I hope it's not Slayer, of course. It's something different. It would actually be pretty cool. It would be like their own band. If I could give a suggestion for a bass player, hey, you got Dave Ellefson from Megadeth, who no longer has a job. I don't know if Dave Mustaine would have an issue with that if he was to join Slayer. I think that would be cool. Not Slayer, but to join this little collaboration band. Well, it's not even going to be Slayer, so I don't think it would matter anyway. He would actually be a nice fit, and maybe look for another guitarist. Make it into a 5-piece. I don't know any guitarists off the top of my head who would be available. I don't know, maybe Gary Holt would maybe make some time to help Kerry King out. Who knows? I mean, it would be it's a nice little collaboration of bands. If they get that going together, it'd be pretty cool. But let's see how that goes off. Okay. Also in news, we got Judas Priest has been making some news. They're doing, I think, their 50th anniversary tour. And from my understanding, there was something that came up about Ripper Owens. Ripper Owens, I guess, found out that during their set list of their 50th anniversary, that they will not be doing no songs that Ripper Owens was involved with. One of them being Jugulator, which is actually one of my favorite albums. I enjoy Jugulator a lot. And Ripper Owens, I guess, I don't know if he feels a little salty about it. He was always a huge Judas Priest fan. And that's basically how they found him. They found him through a Judas Priest cover band, and he fit right in. And the fact that he was able to go and perform at such a high level with the band, it was good. I mean, he did a great job with those two albums. I mean, I don't see what's the problem. There are some good songs on both those albums. Demolisher and Demolition and Jugulator. Jugulator was his first one with them, and it was a fantastic album. I love Jugulator. And it would be cool to see, to hear Rob Halford sing some of those songs. I would love to hear how he sounds doing Jugulator. Maiden didn't have a problem with that. I mean, I didn't see Bruce Dickinson having an issue doing a couple of songs from Virtual X and all these other albums that he wasn't in. They do them. They're good songs. They'll do them. I don't see what's the problem. But look, it's a shame. I mean, there are some good songs on those albums, and I don't know if Rip Owens is feeling salty or he just feels kind of disappointed. Whichever. But I can understand. You were a part of that band, and you were part of that legacy. And Rob Halford is one of your idols. I don't see why, I would love to see that, hey, why not? Why not see one of your idols singing something you did? It would be fantastic, but it is what it is, But, and also, Rob Halford, which he announced sometime before that, I guess nobody really knew, but he had battled cancer. It was sometime early 2020, during the peak of the pandemic. I think he was battling. I think it was colon cancer he was battling, and from my understanding, he's doing good. And all right, Rob, I hope everything goes well and continued great health. That's all I could hope for. But let's see how everything goes on from there, man. It would be nice though if Rob did one of Ripper's songs. It would be actually pretty cool. Also, I wanted to do my little take. Excuse me. On the other day, I think it was sometime last week, the new Whitechapel came out, right? Orphan. So sometimes you get little alerts of new music. Now, I was a fan of Whitechapel. Actually, my kids, as young, when they're the ones that got me into Whitechapel, I got, they're a great band. When they first came out, that whole, the whole deathcore scene was getting big, and I guess they were part of that. It was, Whitechapel, No Job for a Cowboy, those bands, and fantastic, brutal. I mean, the music still has that deathcore element, but I always look at them as a death metal band, But I had the luxury of catching them live. They opened up for Trivium in Long Island some years back. I got to take my kids to see them. We ran to the singer in the parking lot. We took a picture with him. He had those big gauges at the time, and that's what I remember. I remember the heaviness, the brutalness. So over a couple of years, I heard, I heard Whitechapel. I heard some of the stuff Whitechapel was doing. They were kind of like progressing in their music. And look, I got no problem with anybody who's in a band who feels they want to go and do something a little different. That's out of the element of what they're already doing. My feel as a fan, take a piece of what Corey Taylor did with Slipknot. Okay, Corey Taylor has his stuff with Stone Sour, and he does Slipknot. Two totally different styles. Stone Sour gets to do a lot more singing, and there's a lot more emotion with that. With Slipknot, he sticks to Slipknot. My thing is, after hearing, I saw a little bit of Orphan, and look, it's a great. Musically, fantastic song. It sounds great. Sounds great. I'm not a one-sided a one-dimensional person. I do listen to every style of genre of styles of metal music or whatever. I love everything. I'm a big fan of My Dying Bride. Slow, medium, hard. I'll deal with it. It's great. I love Queensryche. Big fan of every type of genre of style of music. I could sit down, listen to it, and enjoy it. But my thing is, Whitechapel, from what I remember as when I first saw them, when I first heard them as a fan, that's Whitechapel. The stuff that I'm hearing now is not. And again, not taking away any of their... Look, if you want to go a different route with the band, and I know that you still want to go and maybe do some of that stuff, why don't you just, do a side band? The singer, maybe one or two of the members could go on the side, get some different people in there. Y'all could do all sorts of things and broaden your horizons. But Whitechapel should just be for what Whitechapel is. I mean, I mentioned it one time in one of the comments. I said, can you imagine what it would be like if you go and you see Cannibal Corpse? All these years watching Cannibal Corpse. The style of music Cannibal Corpse plays, their style, how they play, whatever. And all of a sudden, my man George decides, you know what? I think I got a good voice. I'm going to start singing. And Cannibal Corpse just rearranges their whole style just to fit a certain thing that maybe George feels or a certain band member feels and how they want. Look, then what happens is you alienate all the fans that built you up from the beginning and what they felt. I mean, it's similar to, I give another about Metallica. I mean, I was a big fan of the original Metallicas. Once the Black Album came out, I was still on defense mode. I still like the Black Album. I think it's a good album. It's not the first four, but it's a good album. But there was hardcore fans saying, "Oh, they sold out. Listen to this, that." And I was, nah, you know, they sound good, this, that, and the other. Then they came out with Load. And that was it for me. That's when they basically made me put a gun to my head and shoot myself. And I couldn't defend them no more. I just couldn't defend them. I couldn't. And I couldn't deal with Metallica from Load all the way through Saint Anger. I couldn't deal with it until Death Magnetic came out. And to me, it brought me back. I mean, I was still, you know, hurting, still scarred from, you know, what I heard from Load on. But it's that same vein. So look, guys, look, I'm not here bashing Whitechapel. I still think they're a great band, you know. But again, as an old school fan of theirs from the beginning, and my kids feel the same way because they were listening to them from the very beginning. Don't alienate them. Don't alienate the fans that started up with you from that time, and they want that heaviness, that brutalness, those vicious vocals. Those vocals you have are fantastic for that style. And I'll give you credit. What you're doing now sounds great too. You know, you have a good voice. But I think you should do it in a separate entity and create something else with that, where you could just explore that to the masses. All right? But that's how I feel about that. All right? Yeah, I think I went off a little bit too much on that, but that's just it. All right? All right, before we go, okay, once again, everybody knows I got my merch store up. This Sith Lord's merch on Facebook. Make sure you look at the description. Go on there, follow me, message me, and I got a lot of new shirts coming up. But I just want to give you some examples of some of the shirts I got. Unfortunately, this one was the 25th anniversary Go to Mentis shirt. This a while ago. I'm gonna try to do something similar to when we get close to 30. So, all right. So look, these are some of the shirts we have. Tell me if you like. You know. Okay, we got this one right here. My man Vader, my man Eddie as Vader. Okay, we got that. Okay, this one came in a while back. This one's a lot of people ordering this one. Okay, Old School Metalheads Unite. All right, and we got over here. You know, I was able to print some band merch too. So we got Deicide here, front. We got back. Okay. Then we got from the show, all right? Got the Old School Goat right there for that Goat Metal show, all right? Old School fans know about the Goat, all right? And also, if you're a fan of geek stuff, you know, I have my other channel, this Sith Lord's a Metalhead, and that's this right here, all right? So if anybody's interested, you know, you get up on there, click on the link, check out the stuff that I have. I have different styles of merch in different categories. Check out what you want. Then what you do is when you follow me, you give me a like and like on it, and then we'll just go from there. And send me a message, and we'll discuss prices and all that, and you know, we'll go from there. All right. So that's it for now. Anything, see what happens going on. All right. All right, guys. This is Barry. That Goat Metal Show. Stay brutal.